Those buttery lunchroom cookies, they were a staple in hundreds of Chicago public schools. This simple shortbread cookie sold for a couple of cents for years. Joanna Hernandez spoke with an entrepreneur putting her spin on this classic treat.
How can you forget the three-finger pressed butter cookies? The aroma of these freshly baked treats will take you back in time.
So this is where the cookie magic happens.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to make that classic lunchroom cookie that many of us grew up to love.
Yeah, it was very familiar to me, and a recipe kind of came my way, and I thought I'd try it out. And unsuccessful the first time, but the second time they came out great. And I've always sort of been an entrepreneur at heart, and I thought maybe I'll sell these.
Born and raised on the south side of Chicago, Cheryl Crockett says she still remembers the joy of biting into a lunchroom cookie.
Mom and Dad gave us a little extra money, to buy those, so we would be excited for Cookie Day because we could smell them from our classroom.
Crockett took her fond childhood memories and turned them into a business after spending 20 years in corporate America. She says her big career change started in her kitchen before branching out and eventually opening her own space in the medical district.
I've taken over a space and named it Crockett Cookies Food Venue. So we work with a couple of food vendors here, and then the other large part of this is where we produce the cookies.
Every day, 5,000 cookies are freshly baked here.
It starts with my mixer, who mixes on a large 80-quart mixer, and then we get them to a cookie machine that kind of cuts the dough for us, and then we do a little bit of handwork. There's quite a bit of handwork production involved with making the cookie too, so it's very personalized.
So we know the classic lunchroom cookie has some of those 4 simple ingredients: flour, butter, vanilla extract,
sugar.
And sugar.
Don't
Of course,
forget the sugar.
can't forget the sugar. What would you say makes yours different? What's your spin to it?
Well, speaking of sugar, I think one of the things I wanted to do was pull back on the sugar. I really wanted people to taste the butter and the freshness. So there's sugar in there, but you really do taste the buttery flavor with my cookies because I pulled back. I took out some of the sugar. Yeah, did you want to try one?
Of course, I'm not going to say no to cookies.
Wonderful. And as you can see, the 3-finger print there.
Which is very important because that's the classic staple when you would go into the lunchroom. It's a 3-finger print.
3-finger print there. And so I packaged them this way with sort of a clear top so that when people go in the store, they'll see that 3-finger print. It brings back memories. It's nostalgic. And that's kind of a selling point. It makes people realize what they're buying.
Let's try this.
It's your turn.
I have not tried these cookies in a long time. I remember them.
Okay.
Let's see.
Freshly out the oven.
Just the butter. They're so good.
Thank you.
It has been 11 years since Crockett Cookies launched, but for Cheryl, the memory of securing her first account to sell her cookies still brings her joy.
I decided to try and get them into one Walgreens, and I went back to the same location, kind of threw on the old corporate suit, and I left samples for the manager. He wasn't there the first couple times.
Eventually, Crockett secured a meeting with a manager, a move she says changed the course of her business, walking away with an order for 200 packages of cookies.
It feels really good when the public likes them, or if I go somewhere and someone mentions, oh, I buy those all the time.
For Chicago Tonight, I'm Joanna Hernandez.
Crockett cookies are sold in 300 stores across Chicago, offering classic butter and peanut butter cookies.